Pick your main color.
可惜它不能调眼睛的颜色，可惜。它哦，好吧，该关掉，去把飞去
Sentinel.
给拿掉了。唉，应该过后要去调整一下我电脑啊，然后它才会因为 CPU 太高爆掉。
Mercenary.
下次再开 Face Rate 出来吧。先暂时先玩完。
Commando.
这样让我看一看。把那个聊天室打出，聊天室在外边。好。
Deadeye. Commando. Psyfreak.
刚才我们解释到在这个吗？这个是类似像法师的打法，就是它是唯一一个可以快速充能、快速充玛纳，它叫是玛纳吗 ？Key Energy， 它们叫 Key Energy，Ki Energy， 就是你可以各种释放出各种花样的招式。
Saboteur.
这个也是可以持双刀的，然后它唯一一个特点就是你可以你的那个闪避的那个能量消耗会比较低，相比其他的来低。如果你要冲民间性的话，可以打这个，又有双刀可以玩了，好爽。
Sentinel.
这个的话就有点奇怪哦，这个好像类似坦克打法吧。
Mercenary.
这个是持双刀。之前就有在考虑要玩近战还是远程。
Deadeye.
远程的话是这两个。
Commando. Deadeye.
这个我记得有一个是双持握的枪会增加伤害，不知道是哪一个。然后一个是属于你是用双枪。
Commando.
应该是这个吧？如果你要打
Commando.
类似突击的话，还是玩这个呢
Mercenary.
这是 DLC 唯一你在PO 的在预购的时候有购买的话，就会送了这一个新的 DLC， 也就是 Mercenary 这个职业。这职业里面掺杂了很多不同就是类似其他职业的各种各样的天赋，但是每个天赋都有自己独有的那个技能，独有的天赋，像这个 Perfect Remote 只有在 DI 里面会有。
Commando.
Furies.
Commando. Cypher. Commando.
然后这个是唯一，如果你要打法师的话，这是唯一只有这个职业才会释放出来的技能，是吧？不。
Saboteur. Sentinel.
混合型的话可以玩这个。
Commando.
我想不到我想玩啥。
Deadeye.
要玩远程嘛？但是这个我觉得大多数时间都会在近战吧？还是
Mercenary.
好。
Mercenary chosen.
好，就是这样。
Sounds good.
Debut, move forward.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice, a reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
这边的选项是类似的，好像是有光明跟黑暗的选择，就是你在建立在做任何选择的时候，会各个影响了你的偏向，你会偏向光明呢，还是偏向黑暗？这其实影响我还不太确定，因为我也是第一次游玩。 所以这边就可以选择，如果你写 Color Me Light Blue for Freedom and Loyalty， 这个会把你的冠名值是加1。I'm that red as in strength and powers， 就会在你的黑暗值里面加1。然后这个游戏呢是由 Experimenter 101，也就是一个20多人团队所开发出来的游戏。这也是他们第一个游戏，如果没有错的话，因为之前好像有特地去翻过，他好像没有出过任何游戏，到现在目前为止都没有出过任何游戏，这是他的第一部。然后由他的母公司 THQ Nordic 来代理发售的。所以呢，看看人家3年时间20人团队可以做到这样，不要求太大吧。作为一个会玩冠名的玩法吧。
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around eventually.
可爱。
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better to stick to your instincts. You can't fight what's in your nature.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest, and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress. And as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
这里就看到 light 光明，你光明增加1了，增加2，因为有选项。如果你在那边刚才讲说你有可能是应该4吧的那个选项的话，你是光明只会加1。因为这个我只玩到这了。然后呢，右键的话是远程武器，左键的话是远程武器，右键的话是近战武器。哦，好，对。
Right is always right.
然后那个光明和黑暗的选择好像是不可逆的吧？
Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
Human class, Meal Eater. 你好。
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
Oh, 什么东西？喂！你好哦，等下，这么大。哦，啊，等。有点难控制。就躲。技能吗？哦，是抵挡。哦。这什么 ？Rabbit Furry？ 诶，发生什么事情？怎么？ 做什么啊？
You better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story.
这是其实是预告片的那一段，这也是好奇怪哦，它的切场画面有点奇怪。楼顶的时候调个东东，是不是新的那个的网址？哎，是有新的网址哦。等我调一下聊天室。好，我调好了。对，爆炸！哎，我在调东西耶！我在调东西耶！啊，好吧，也是个无声的
There's
情。
no grave deep enough to hold you back.
哎，这样也会死亡啊！突然就死亡了。这还要跑吗？有点卡，等等啊。好 ，OK， 好。还是有点小卡。把这关掉。OK， 好。好，这个是。
The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
Evolution gone through. Melee attack. Move forward an enemy to target them with melee attack. Aim the camera towards an enemy to target them with range attack. To reload your ranged weapon, press R. CI energy is used for dogging, using mutations, and performing special attacks. When you are out of King's energies, you will be unable to perform these actions. Your King's energy regeneration, both in and out combat. 哦，他是一直在。好。
哇！
怎么会有人啊？ Ah, that's that.
Slash and dash.
But the
Slice and dice.
Oh, 这是可以拿的吗？哎，不能收集吗？好。 说这是一个漫长的教学的篇章。Reticle module. You found a weapon special effect add-on. Attach it to your ranged weapon to give you an extra damage type for as long as the ammo lasts. Simultaneously have a resistance of weaknesses to different weapon special effects, so use them wisely. 什么 ？Electrical， 这是发电吗？ To attach the special effect add-on, select it through the consumer pack. Quick menu to open the menu. E 吗？哦，所以就是这个子弹一花完就没有那个加成了吧？继续跑。 诶，这里是哪？诶，在马桶里面找到医疗包，绷带吧，只是绷带啦。好小只哦！好，这是那里。 等等哦，放大了。但我要缩小是因为
The
怕
oil
闪
sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment, changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Yeah. Remember to pray. 哦，这是毒鸡蛋。啊！我一直以为，我一直躲不到，我以为我的闪避是 control。 Fallen enemies can often be looted for healing items. Find a highlight fallen enemies and press E. Remember to use the healing item when you are wounded. To open an item selection, hold E, hold 1. 这是啥 ？Confelicious， 好可爱哦。 这个是类似饼干吧？点下去吗？这个不行，不能下去。好肮脏！被沉下去。好。不是。 等，怎么回事？我的键盘是时候更换了，我的 A 键又掉下来了。啊，贴回去了。不习惯。 ちょっと待って啊，太早按了，太早按了。等下这也太帅了吧，要练起来哎。什么能量包？哎，能量药丸。睡谬。所以这个是2的。 但是还没有写我的血量，总血量是多少哎？不过其实要去用这个 Toffee。没东西了吧？啊！这个掉下去会死掉吧？ 的确会死掉。啊，这个重生的画面，感觉会很花时间呢。我等着你回来，真的好花时间啊。 这是哪？看我还在。哎，我突然满血了。看有没有走过来的地方。呀！ 但你靠墙，你手会贴着墙哦。这好像是模组已经传出去了。好。 Simultaneously carry large shields. You need to break the shields with melee attack before you can deal damage to the enemy. 啊，要近战啊！哦，你好啊！啊，你好啊！等一下。啊，又被抓！等。 呀，你很烦啊你们！啊，又被捉！哎，等等，所以我可以删他。哎，我不能 Q， 我不能挡他哎。 对啊，我记得还有一个人，在这里吗？怎么躲在这？等下我是硬刺伤啊！诶，子弹可以挡吗？挡不到、啊，挡不到、啊。 好， 等下刚才出现了什么东西 ？Defeating enemies and complete quests with your SP leveling up allow you to raise one of your attributes by 10. You also get 1 point that you can use to unlock skills in the Wufu and Hertz menus to go to the menus, press tab. 是糖果吗？哦，是那个 sticky。哎呦，这还有一只在哪？对马吗？地图哦，是蛮大的说。In these sessions, you can exchange equipment and weapons. The cycle icon presents a part of the body that can be geared up with equipment found or brought from vendors. Your favorites can be saved in the outfit menu. 哦，就是可以你设计好的那个装备可以出。You can sort your gear according to different status. You can scrap the highlighted place of gear for collecting resources by pressing S. 什么？这个要钱的吗？
Hat.
诶？哦，这是我已经装备了、哦。但是刚才出一个出声音诶。还有什么可以装啊？没有，没有。咦，这全裸，天啊！武器没有得更换，背部也没有。When you level up, you can increase an attribute of your choice by 10. Pick which attribute you want to increase for the list. 哦，这是增加能不能属性啊？哦，这可以增加哦。
Graceful.
You learn upgrade points when leveling up. These can be used to acquire new special attacks and perks. Time to unlock your first special attack. 对，这有两个选择，一个是近战，一个是远战。远程的话。Finish your melee change by fan with firing your guns. This is special attacks. Hit an enemy with it will fill out one super Wufu icon. Input sequence up, right, left, up, right, left. 这展示出有点奇怪啊！打一下 out, right, left. 打一下 out, right, left. 我远程徒手 Unspeakable Hands. Finish mini change and launch grab and peel drive slam. This is a special attack. Hitting an enemy with it will fill up one super Wufu icon sequence. Right F。如果你下不拿武器的话 ，Finish one hand melee change with 3 strong leash. This is special attacks. Hit an enemy with it will fill up one super Wufu icon. 1、2、3次。这个啊，Unsortable Peak， 这是突刺吗？突刺了！还是我存起来先。哎，他不给我，他不给退出哎，一定要用吗？哦，右左。Once you have more upgrade points, remember to spend on perks and special attack in Wufu and perks menu. 这个有做打飞 ，pull out an airstrike with melee attacks to keep the enemy airborne. 这就是你前面所选的种族的天赋，所以很重要，因为之前不是固定了的。但是这个职业的话是比较掺杂性的，看你想玩什么法。增加玛纳，远程伤害 ，armor and damage from melee attacks increase when you are full up。哦，如果你满血的话。你的攻击跟防御会提升。哦 ，critical damage for 近战武器。这是多一个选择吧？你在交流的时候，增加爆率。只是应该是你的坐骑。哦，如果想一次开金的话，这个不错。增加装备的属性，远程伤害提加。哇，这个嘿嘿嘿。有的 mage， automated weapon inflict environment damage。好，这个后面的东西，诶，这个它可以拿这个 perfect reload 了。哦，好。 对，两个选择，光明黑暗，你可以解锁一些技能。呀，后坐力也太强了吧！这片呢、是你要特地去预判一下那个后坐力啊。所以就是如果你要打你往右走，你要打这个蓝色目标的话，就是要偏左。试试看啊。哎，不行哎，怎么控制啊？大概懂。
Look, an emergency box from the Wandsworth. A rare sight.
啊，增加爆率5%。诶，没有的使用吗？哦，那个只是拿装备而已啊。
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
这原理也不是这样的吧？哎
Whoa!
真
It's
丑
time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
这个掉下去应该不会这样吧？我也不想死，这可以过去吗？感觉可以过去诶。哦，还真的是可以过去。医疗包，好哦。然后就没了吗？哦，等。要上去吗？
The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed.
You are on your way to performing a special attacks. Possible special attack promote in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Press the indicate input while it shows to trigger your special attack.
Including you.
Oh! Ooh! 可以过去吗？这个？
Sharp steel.
这只 Q 不了啊
Switched off the lights.
啊 Q 不到。Q。Years of fire ropes. These are points used as limitations. You collect bio logs by defeating mobs and finding containers of various places in the world. You can use your bio logs to unlock special powers at any time by accessing the mutation parts of the menu.好靠！啊，这边出去了吗？哇，对面还有箱子，怎么过去？不行，过不去啊。
Nothing like a little exercise.
怎么过去啊？那个？ 这里吗？哎，这是医疗包。
It's in your grasp.
可是下一次我决定不直播，先预录，又好卡哦，会卡吗？其实我这边是算蛮卡的。 而且好容易上地狱哦，这是要做一些调整的。
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Oh, that's not opening on its own. Gonna need a key. Locked, but good. Bolted shut.
这是小游戏吧 ？With our browser, these are spread around the world. Some open new paths, while other feature different rewards. To switch mod is select use WS, W and S. To rotate the nodes, press Q and E. This is the number of rotation you have left. The higher your the more movements you have. 这个是智慧，这是什么？那个什么 intelligence 的关系，你的那个基础嘛。Each node has certain positions. It must be rotated into the complete browsers. To complete the browsers, running out of move before that may have consequences. Oh, health. Oh.
Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
不要乱丢垃圾哦，各位。对，我是给过了吗？啊，那个房间我还没有解锁，哎，这个哪个房间还没解锁？哦，是这个房间。
The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go.
Fully encountering an enemy attack, we stop them. Countering counter. Stunned enemies has stars circling above their head, and after hitting the enemy against, you can launch it up in the air by pressing Q.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Flash the slash.
哎，等等，我不是挡了吗？来砍我啊！砍我啊！啊！砍我啊！最后一个。
That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. You always find good use for things like that.
没了。哦，它是会自动消耗哦，如果你的血量不够的话。我记得我是满的。A new friend, an old friend. Wow. 不给糖，闪星。
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what? There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
等他说完，再盘盘来翻译有点奇怪诶。By default, dialogues are set to advance from one NPC lines to the next automatically. If you want to manually advance the dialogue, You can change this in settings. Setting accessibility. Way back in the long ago. 好丑啊！哦。只有无形的墙壁，这是什么魔法？这是什么黑暗魔法？这它草真是也太鲜艳了吧！好鲜艳啊！天哪，眼睛，我的眼睛。
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here.
好奇怪哦。I don't think she cares. I hope I told her.
Sounds like he thinks she does, despite your heart growing dark. There's nothing as powerful as a Mooma's love. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life.
啊，马铃薯人类吗？No no.
You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
他的说话方式好奇怪哦。他拿是他的武器是渔网吗？还是那个棒球那个？哎，不是棒球，什么球啊？带球啊？
You must find the glitter grass and ruffle it to get the Nono to come out of hiding.
只有用走的吧。 哟，有体力字啊！应该不会死掉吧？
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life.
Pensai.
The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
原来这个网子是哪一部？你好奇怪。哎，别跑！哎，哈哈。
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree.
哎，等一下。突然发现了一个事情，我荧幕有问题是吧？是哎，放大了好几倍啊！不好意思啊，各位。对，我现在是调。大小不适合，这样也好啊，有一个空间。好，放大了好多倍啊！
They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows deep inside damp caves, where they draw mineral from the natural rock. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
就要去注意这个草的地方，是猫草吗？好像猫草。想玩这摆飞来哦。恶灵古堡的合作终于出了那个 DLC， 有好钱，看吧。长的方式也太奇怪了。
Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. That's not true. She's the reason there's still unity, and the only one strong enough to keep the 6 Wang Fu disciples disciplined.
好亮。
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eaters' DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc-Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Googlide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
10个朋友在10个方向，10个东南西北的，然后没有错的话，那个东西好像是交通工具的，类似坐骑。
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Majute, and the Googlide are almost ready to ride. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Oh, 残影拍，这还不赢。再见了，老朋友。
You're getting the hang of it.
确定的这样跳开吗？这个手明明就是上下手嘛。
Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
出去喽！等下爬升也会增加 ESP 吧？ 是啊。
Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
这么久才过前期啊，那个教学啊，哎 ，experiment 101，这个小型工作室，可以啊。
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
Signposts are found near locations of interest all around. You unlock a signpost when ready. Then you can fast travel to a signpost you have unlocked by selecting it on the map. At any time, press M.
Let's see. That must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
He's heard
the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
Your inner balance is too half that completes a wholeness. At times, you will be able to manifest inner balance and dialogue. You are those who with adding the stand with us and are home. The choice effects and the action we take. The balance of your actions creates your aura should affect that dialogue with other characters.
He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart.
Interacting with captive and PSI shrines provide you with PSI points that you can use to unlock sign. Yes, sign not deep, bro. 那个法术也是魔法吧 ？Powers can only be unlocked once you have reached the required dust or light balance. 怎么用？
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
当然可以帮助我，透过你增加出的东西。
That's a spark of light in you!
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You don't have to be so harsh. It's such a little spark.
Now, take it out now while it's small.
There's always another spark.
You have gained a PSI point. Use this to unlock powers in the mutation menu. Some powers are unlocked by the Aurora score, meaning that your PSI point can only unlock powers of the same colors as your current Aurora or without colors. 这位在转。
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are 2 nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Myriad is convinced that defeating the World Eaters is the only way the world can be saved, but they've been forced to focus on their rivalry with the Jagni tribe. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Your current and start quests are shown. See the top menu above. Then change each quest by opening the journals tab and selecting other. In the journal, you can find information on your quest as well as all previous tutorials and dialogues. To open the journal at any time, press keep Z. 河西啊，这两派，一派是偏向于和平，另外一派是讲所谓的和平必须铲除弱小，进化吗？也是保护伞吗？ 也太帅了吧！这样我更想要这个。Press 到的音部有 bound that breathes. Place your lance you forward and leave a trail. Fire behind you. 有各种好吧。Use an ability. Press the button.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
OK， 怎么就死掉了呢？哎呀！
It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. Fired up.
西，因为我都不认识你。
That ain't bad. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see.
然后只是他开地图也太小吧，好小哦。再见。
That's the Myriad Fort.
出来了吗？
It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance.
哦，的确啊。这旁边那边跳上去啊，应该就会死。跳上去啊，被赶出来了。 好啊好啊，大门大门。
Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. He can see you're a free spirit, so he'll let you in. The Sifu is always interested in meeting someone open to joining their cause.
Sibi? Lapfanen aginkanman. Geratna falo hutut mus. Tugai la wute. Karap la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. The wall that separates them from the other side? The wasteland you came from? He guesses the time spent there just left a blank space in your memory, as empty and barren as the wasteland itself. He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life.
Share the rhythm of your hope. I will join them. 有那个部落好像这个选择，如果是我的话，这个理念，他们的理念我会比较喜欢点，都过于弱肉强食。一个种族就另外一个族就有一点过度响应。
He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no harm in doing good to others. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. The myriad were placed here to fulfill a certain purpose, chosen to unite the tribes and take control of their destiny. The tribes need a firm hand guiding them into the future. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks. Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again. They passed the point of no return as their words lost power and see no other way forward than using violence to combat violence. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good. Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival outpost might help. Even though it's now a different place from a different time, it is a place that'll make you remember. You have things to do, places to go to. Wishes you goodbye. Thought you were smart enough to know better than to try to save things. Says goodbye to you.
Tufliftum du hasna. Rulle bhölene.
Juja, da sucht der Ratus.
Says they are...
Finde Kalifnuani. Juja, da sucht der Ratus.
Thinks Myriad and Netra are evenly matched at the moment.
Drefuata muolala.
Prick Wanetsenga, Nama Pulkani Ganinolia.
Shine's happy that the Myriad can count on a friend as bright as you.
La Sorayafa et Mefafa.
Says you should take care.
Civilians have information about secret location device. You can try to ask for the information, but it's not likely that they will give it up unless you make use of one of your main attributes. Change that they will give up. The information is that much high, but if you fail the check, you lose one of your whoa.
Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but doesn't really want to talk about it right now. Says it's good to see you out here at this time of night. Understand.
飞力还不够好吗？
Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows. Says if you like to go out on the surf, you should find Goop. So, says you covered the important things already.
好。
Heard you were a somber. Has heard the Tree of Life. Shine's happy that the Myriad can count on a...
他在顶他手吗？好可怕！
Hopes that thing is programmed to be friendly. Wishes you...
Thanks. How are you?
Peddler is eager for you to have a look at the wares.
他的名字 UPU Broker。
Sees you're eager to make a deal, but cautions you not to be too eager if you want to make a good deal. See what they have.
Each window is specialized on a particular type of item. Utility Weapon Pass, Range Weapon Pass, Gear Pass, all mount. Going Vengeance and Balancing their stocks can be a great ways to find better parts of your game. If you are missing a specified parts to craft weapons, you the newest vendor. You can purchase items from vendors right in a green currency in the front of a leaf. 是叶子啊。The price of an item increases to the right of the item is. Green is gathered from specified position or through selling item. You are able to sell items to a vendor by going to the sell tab of the. You don't have to worry too much about this yet, so you will find items and green as you expect them. 没有钱，没有钱，没有钱啊！
Peddler is...
没有钱。好，走了。扫完了，扫散了，就是的。应该膝盖不会死掉吧？
The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort. Says talking...
Voilà, tiens.
它领地好像比较大一点。You find a new type, you will be able to spend up with points to unlock special attacks for the weapon type. Gosh.点那个金属物太奇怪了吧？那个电缆，好奇怪哦。就这样。 这样。等了这么久，才等级3，2小时，进度也太惨了吧！好，啊，该我按了啥？各位等个，看能不能启动。所以呢，总结下来，这游戏是偏不错啦，只是有些地方要改进。是不错的。好累哦，这真是好累哦，而且他的人物讲话方面，有点做不到。本来想要开头像，算了吧。那今天就在这，各位拜拜。